Hi guys, my name's Raquel and I'm from ethical.market. As you know, we're a platform for amazing ethical brands, which means that everything we sell is fairly made. But don't worry, I'm not here to guilt trip you on your shopping habits. I'm just here to show you a few affordable alternatives in way of ethical shopping. So today I'm going to show you some more items from our spring edit. If you missed part one, then here's a link. But now let's get you introduced to some new brands. So first up, I want to introduce you to Nicky Strange. And Nicky Strange is a really talented artist. She produces some beautiful work, real ethereal designs, really beautiful stuff. She gets them printed onto phone covers, coasters and notebooks. And I've got 3 notebooks for you here that made it into our spring edit. And this is Tiger Jungle, this one's Coral Reef, and this one's Days Geometric. They are absolutely beautiful pieces. They are all actually lined on the inside, which I will show you. So they're all lined on the inside. They're really handy. They're great to just, because they're quite small and they're quite lightweight, they're great to keep in your handbag. They're great to have in the office as part of uni. I did a blog post recently about 6 alternative ways to de-stress in the city, and the top one, as recommended, is actually to write more and to write about things that stress you out and to get all your anxiety out after your long day. So these will be really great to just jot down anything that upset you or anything that made you particularly happy that day. Now, she does also produce phone covers. I am a genuine fan of Nicky Strange, and I actually have her phone cover, one of her phone covers here for my phone. It's really pretty, it's very hard wearing, so that's definitely going to protect your phone, but more than that, it just makes it stand out, I think, and it's a little piece of art that you can carry with you around in your handbag or in your pocket, which is really quite nice. So yeah, all these are produced ethically. This one's printed here in the UK. Her stationery is again printed in the UK, but it's got an additional factor, is that it's printed onto 100% recycled paper. So it's a bit of a bonus in the way of ethics. So next up, I want to introduce you to Gary Burke's. Gary Burke's is a mug manufacturer based here in the UK, and our stylist actually picked out the black marble mug, which is really lovely. It's a really nice piece. These are sourced ethically, and they are then hand decorated in Stoke-on-Trent actually. I think what Gary Burke's does is they work with really small independent businesses within Stoke-on-Trent, and so these are actually hand printed there. So that's a nice little mug to have on your desk in the mornings. But this one's actually my favourite, and it was actually featured on Pop Sugar. And it's a metallic gold handle. Now there are other colours available, but the metallic gold was definitely my favourite. Now these are actually entirely made, the whole thing is actually entirely made, again by small independent companies within Stoke-on-Trent. So really good, it keeps business in the UK, and also it just means that you've just got a really lovely, very fine, very delicate product, really lovely gifts, but equally just nice to have in the home. So whilst we're on the subject of mugs, I guess it's only sensible we now talk about coasters. And first up, I've got Parkin & Lewis here. Now Parkin & Lewis work with leathers, and everything's handmade here in the UK. And they have a range of coasters, leather coasters, which in bright colours, which I love. And I have picked blue and teal for these ones. You can actually get them hand stamped with any wording of your choice. So if you wanted to give these away as a gift, you can be really creative to give someone something really unique. I've potentially gone for the boring side, I'm not sure, but I've gone for morning coffee and my smoothie. So there's different colour options for the text. For the blue here, there's gold, and on the teal one here, we picked silver. But you can choose any colour coaster, and I think there's 5 colours to choose from, so it's a nice little range there. Really bright on the coffee table, nice piece for spring. So next up in the way of coasters, we've got these lovely cloud coasters from Pygmy Cloud. They are handmade here in the UK. They're actually made from acrylic, so they're very hard wearing, as you can see, very hard wearing. And they're also wipe clean, so they're really good to have around the house if you've got anyone that makes a lot of mess with their coffees or their smoothies or their milkshakes. They're a really playful design, and again, really nice to just liven up a coffee table that's in need of a bit of fun. Also from Pygmy Cloud, we have this really quirky desk tidy. It is to hold pens. It's also made from acrylic here in the UK. It is to hold pens, but you could also use it to put your keys at the end of the day. You could use it if you want to dump your jewellery after a long day and you want to keep it on your bedside table. Really versatile, really quirky piece, but quite nice for the home. So next up, I've got something for yoga fans. I want to introduce you to a brand called Lost in Samsara. They work predominantly with Cambodian communities creating fair trade products. And I've got one of their products here and it's really awesome. It is a yoga mat holder. So I don't know if you can see it to its full glory here. It has obviously 2 carry handles and it's got an adjustable strap that you can also unclip if you don't want that. Now these bags are made with upcycled cement bags. So these cement bags are just left in landfill or just left on roads and they just cause a lot of issues. So what they do is they take away these cement bags and they turn them into something amazing. So we've got these, but there's also Oyster card holders and passport holders and tote bags, all made using the same materials. So next up, we've got Oscar Francis, again, another really great British brand. They are an amazing design studio and they draw all their inspiration from architectural design and just the urban environment generally. I have 2 beautiful cushions from there and I really wanted to share them with you. They're made from 100% cotton and they are all manufactured here in the UK. This one's the Georgian Terrace House, which, as you can see, is exactly what it says on the tin. And it has a contrasting back as well, again 100% cotton, and a concealed zip there at the bottom. And you can have them stuffed with a polycotton filler, or you can have just the cover alone. So that's a Georgian Terrace, but we also have the grey paper house, which I think is really pretty, with a contrasting orange there. They are really lovely. The nice thing about Oscar Francis is that they do support UK manufacturing and they support small business, and that's essentially what they do with all their designs, and that's why it's so important to them to have everything manufactured here. So next I've got Susannah Lalique Textiles. She produces really lovely baskets. They're all handmade. And she uses natural dyes and unbleached cotton cord, which is great for the environment and great for you. These mini baskets here, they come as a set of 3. They're great, you can put your keys in, you can again store your jewellery, really good for odds and ends around the house, and nice just to have on your bedside table. These have actually been dyed with turmeric, so that's a really unusual way of doing it, but it's really beautiful, very natural. There's a slightly bigger basket, which is good for storing your magazines next to the coffee table. This one, interestingly, this again is natural unbleached cotton, so in fact you could probably store food and stuff in it because it'd be pretty safe. The darker part of the cotton that you see up here has actually been dyed with tea. So again, really natural, chemical free, great for the environment, and really lovely pieces to have in your home. So if you watched the first part of our spring edit, you may remember that we introduced you to a brand called What Daisy Did, and they work predominantly with Bangladeshi communities using leather cut-offs and recycled leather that would have otherwise ended up in landfill. And on that edit, I actually showed you one of their recycled rucksacks, which is very colourful. So I wanted to show you something from their more natural range. And this is actually a really lovely bag. It's a natural leather tote bag. It's got 2 handles. It's got a zip in the main compartment. And then inside there's another 2 zips. So in all there's 3 compartments here. It's a really practical bag, and as with all their bags, it's also lined. Probably won't be able to see through the camera, but this one's been lined completely, including all the compartment pockets, with a bottle green fabric. And now recently we had a seller join us called Wildly Woolly, and they work just sourcing loads of fair trade products from Kenya, working with projects out there that sort of empower and support women. And one of the throws that we actually used for the spring edit is this lovely natural wool one. It is undyed natural wool, so it's chemical free, very eco-friendly. And yeah, it's completely hand woven, and I think the story behind it is what really makes this throw. That's it for today. If you liked any of the products you've seen, or you want to learn a little more about the brands, then I've linked to everything below. If you've got any questions, as always, feel free to comment. Thanks for listening.